So Halo is back in the news again. The big story here is that it's having development problems, mostly because of the Xbox One, it turns out. There's a big rumor going around that Halo is not running very well on the Xbox One and that Microsoft is thinking about getting rid of it. I think that's a good idea. I mean, couldn't you make the game better if you didn't have to make it run on the Xbox One? I think that them keeping the games on all of their systems isn't a very good idea, considering how underpowered the Xbox One is. But anyway, that's kind of the big story. My thoughts on that is that just drop Xbox One support. There you go. Make the game great. The other story, which is incredibly ridiculous, is 343 reporting that people that have a problem with censorship are racist, which shouldn't blow anybody away. So the short story here is that the Master Chief Collection, which is every Halo game, is removing stuff from Halo 3 ODST, some nameplates that have police sirens on them, which is absolutely ridiculous, by the way, just based on censorship issues. And no matter how you feel about it, it's really not that big of a deal. They should have been left in there. I don't like censorship. I mean, you should get everything that was in the old games. It's not going to ruin the game experience, but at the same time, who cares? Let me go through this report here, and then I'll explain some of the issues. It was recently discovered that 343 Industries removed a nameplate depicting police sirens from the flight version of Halo 3 ODST, and alt-right fans are threatening to boycott the series. Now, this is what's funny. There's only 2 people that complained about it on Twitter, and apparently that means there's a big racist uprising, which is BS. But it's a good example of how an outlet like VG 24/7 here lies. The news comes from Reset Era, where a poster compiled a string of tweets from alt-right Halo players who reacted to the revelation in an incredibly poor fashion. Obviously, the plate was removed from the game due to atrocious degree of police brutality that has erupted in the U.S. earlier this year. Now, the rest of this article is praising the user over in Reset Era. Remember, I talk about Reset Era quite a bit and all the power they have. Here's that in action. Reset Era makes a post. VG 24/7 simps right in and makes this article smearing the people that made this post. First off, how come if you support law enforcement, you're a bigot? First off, I think that's ridiculous. Second, the posts actually had nothing to do with that in many ways. They were more so against the censorship. Let me show you the string of incredibly poor tasting posts that were made. They were captured by this user right here, Scrivenaut, over on Twitter. Here's the posts that are in bad taste. Let me show them to you. There's 2 of them. Here's the first one. Putting the word out that 343 Industries decided to remove the nameplate because it could be polarizing. However, they will gladly leave up a nameplate that's synonymous with BLM. Then he says, Donut Operator, Blue Lives Matter, Blue Walk, Poconos, don't support at Halo, and 343, they don't support you. And then here's the other one. Real world politics shouldn't matter in a video game. If you think they do, and use phrases like, it's not the right time, then yes, you are a snowflake. The NMPD nameplate ain't even tied to our real world. There are police literally in the game, but a BLM nameplate, all good. There you go. Those are the poor taste tweets that apparently makes these guys some kind of alt-right fanatics, which is absolutely ridiculous. Was there anything that crazy in these 2 tweets? Okay. They're making the point that, hey, well, they're leaving this nameplate in. Here's the other one. Well, it's just a fist. I don't think this was meant to actually tie to the group. to be honest. This, from what I understand, was probably there way back in the day. So I really don't think tying this into that argument is totally fair, but it's fine. This is the nameplate that's being removed. And keep in mind, there are police cars in Halo 3 ODST because you're on a ruined colony. This is ridiculous. It's stupid that it's being removed because who cares? It's really not that big of a deal. It shouldn't be removed, but it's gone. I think that's incredibly stupid and very disingenuous. It should be left in the game. It's really not bothering anybody. I don't even know if Halo or 343 actually made a big deal out of this or if they just stealthily removed it. I'm not sure which way they went about this, but I just think that this is dumb and it shouldn't happen. I don't like censorship. That's where I kind of stand on this. Is you shouldn't. I don't think they should remove that BLM logo, the fist either. I don't think they should take that out either. I think you should leave the game how it was. This is an older game. It's the Master Chief Collection. It's supposed to be all the older content brought in. If you make any improvements, it should be to make the gameplay better, to make things run better. It shouldn't be to remove anything. But if you advocate for even that stance, you're, of course, some kind of racist. So stupid. But this is where we're at. This is where we're at with this stuff. So, how do you guys feel about that? I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think they should remove it? Do you think they should keep it in? Let me hear what you guys have to say. One other thing I wanted to touch on is this Battletoads game. I guess, so somebody went and uploaded all of the clips for the game, because I guess the game is more concerned with being a Saturday morning Cartoon Network show than actually being a game. I don't know. I haven't played the game yet. I'm still waiting for more user reviews. I was going to go look at that today, actually, and see what they're saying over on the user reviews of Metacritic, because I can't trust game critics. But I thought this was pretty interesting. There's a scene in the game with this Jeff character who kind of throws some names at the Dark Queen, making fun of her stupid new outfit, which, if you don't know what it looks like, here's an example. And one of the big criticisms for this game was how they changed the Dark Queen, because she used to be dressed kind of like a dominatrix, and she had a very large chest and a curvy body. Now she has no chest, and she looks like a typical CalArts character with really no kind of gender background. She just has hair, basically, and lipstick. No chest. No real figure at all, to be honest, other than a straight line. So they did change that character quite a bit. And there was a lot of backlash and criticism from fans who played the older game, like, why are you changing this character? And they didn't really respond, but they did in the game. They said basically, you're trash, and they kicked the character out of the plane that they're in. They're in space. It's almost kind of like, well, we don't need you type of thing. It's poor. It's another example of a company spitting on fans. That's something that I don't really care for. Now I don't know if I want to buy the game. You know what the best solution for them would have been? To just let the game speak for itself and not spit on fans. But whatever. I guess you don't need my $20, huh? I mean, we only hung out 20 years ago. You don't need my $20, right? So maybe that's the answer. Anyway, that's it, guys. Just wanted to talk about this and the Halo thing because I thought it was ridiculous. And it was a really good example of VG247 lying, trying to say that, oh, you don't like censorship? Well, you're an old red troll. 2 people said something. Apparently that's enough for Reset Era to all day and for VG247 to write a smearing article on anybody that disagrees with them. So anyway, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think about all this. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, if you would, throw a like up, share the video. Make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.
The line must be drawn here.